Ah, Mario Kart 64. Where do I start? This is the game that started and ruined so many of my primary school friendships for me. Blue shells, bananas and stars were all as between crying through happiness and threatening to kill a friend or sibling. This game was my childhood, rushing home every Friday to play for a motherly set 1 hour allotment of time. And oh boy, was it the best 60 minutes I ever had. Mario Kart 64 was released in 1996 in Japan and 1997 elsewhere, and has sold over 10 million copies and is the second highest selling game on the Nintendo 64. It's a typical kart racer. Race through tracks using items to obliterate your opponents in order to gain supreme victory and eventually win the cup. The prototype of the game was known as Super Mario Kart R, and it was rumoured to have been a direct sequel to the original Super Mario Kart on the SNES. But the top lads at Nintendo decided to have it on the Nintendo 64 to be released as a release title for the console. The game features 8 players: your brothers, Mario and Luigi, the Princess Peach and her helper Toad, as well as forever loved green dinosaur Yoshi, and that fat piece of shit that always knocked you off the bloody track, Bowser. All of these characters returned from the original game on the Super Nintendo, with the addition of Mario's nemesis, Wario, as he replaced Koopa Troopa. This is also technically Donkey Kong's first appearance, as in Super Mario Kart, it was Donkey Kong Jr. who appeared in the game, which is basically DK before his redesign. But this, rudimentally, wasn't supposed to happen. Kamek, the Magic Koopa, was going to be a playable racer, as shown in one of the few screenshots of Super Mario Kart R. But this was later changed because DK was now a more well-known figure because of the success of the god-tier Donkey Kong fucking Country series, which went on to make the Donkey Kong 64 with Rare, but Rareware equals no longer, so let's not go that low in this review, okay? The characters also featured weights and differences, with lightweights being faster but can get knocked off the edge of the track by heavyweights as if they were greedy fucking panda. Onto the tracks. Mario Kart 64 featured 4 cups, each consisting of 4 races per cup, being the Mushroom, Star, Flower and Special cups. The design in this game kept some of the old style tracks such as Luigi's Raceway, Mario's Circuit, Banshee Boardwalk and Bowser's Castle, but also brought some really nice designs for tracks including Toad's Turnpike, Wario Stadium, motherfucking Fall Off the Edge Central, Yoshi Valley. Just listen to me, Nintendo. For the new Wii U version of Mario Kart, if you don't remake these 3 tracks, you better fucking run, because I swear I'll chase you down and I will kill you. Okay? These designs were made possible due to the 3D capabilities of the 64, which were greatly improved from the 2.5D of the SNES. The 3D allowed things that Mode 7 on the SNES couldn't do, including jumps, bridges, and proper walls with the ability to go inside. Who knew? The sprites for their characters are pre-rendered but look a hell of a lot better than the previous game. The data of the game is saved onto the cartridge like most games on the N64 at the time. The game also introduced 3 new items: the fake item box, the golden mushroom, and one of the most hated items in all of Mario Kart, the spiny blue shell. The tracks were so good in this version of Mario Kart that almost every track has been remade. Only Toad's Turnpike, Wario Stadium, Royal Raceway, Yoshi Valley, and Rainbow Road remain, but I'm sure they'll be used in upcoming games. The coin aspect of the game was removed, but it returned in both Mario Kart 7 for the 3DS and the forgettable Super Circuit for the Game Boy Advance. Despite my praise for it, Mario Kart 64 did have many glitches. Going through the walls at Block Fort, skipping half a lap in Wario Stadium, or falling through a bridge in Frappe Snowland are just a few to name. With the amount of tracks that it has, the game has replayability. I still find myself coming back to this game, but it hasn't aged too well, with pixels and blocks everywhere now when I look at it. For some, this is still the pinnacle of a racing game for them, and their childhood. And others see it as a pile of garbage that has been improved on in the newer games. But to me, this game just has that feel that a lot of games these days just don't give. Maybe it's because of my love for it as a child though. You have to understand what Nintendo was up against when making this game. They faced the prospect of a failed sequel to one of the best games on the SNES. Nintendo now had more rivals in the racing scene than ever, such as Need for Speed on the PC,
Ridge Racer,
and Sega's. Yeah, that just happened. But these four were all topped undoubtedly by Gran Turismo for the PlayStation 1 in 1997. The music in Mario Kart has always been great, with composers such as Soyo Oka, Kenta Nagata, and Shinobu Tanaka creating upbeat and creative tunes for each track. The crowd favourite tune of Rainbow Road for this game is always stuck in the head of anyone who plays it for days. It's just amazing. Listen. 'Fit this in with a starry background and a 2-kilometre track, a chain chomp and neon lighting of all the races, and you'll have yourself a few tears. Honourable mentions must go to Toad's Turnpike and Bowser's Castle. As I said at the start, there are so many childhood memories for me in this game, and I'm sure there may be a few for you. For me, the multiplayer aspect of the game was fantastic. Playing with my brother on early Saturday mornings was great. Battle in Block Fort making the whole bottom a minefield with green shells and bananas, which is one of my favourite things. But it was also a game that everyone seemed to have. Anyone who had a Nintendo 64 had Mario Kart. It was simple. Whatever colour the controller, the Nintendo 64 M-shaped controller really seemed to be a good fit when playing Mario Kart. The joystick in the centre, the A and B buttons perfectly placed, the camera, the arrows, the L and the R, and then the Z right at the back. It just always seemed something really nice. It seemed to fit well with the racing game. Joystick was responsive, but not so responsive these days, so that's one of the things that hasn't aged so well with the game. In the end, I personally rate Mario Kart 64 a 9 out of 10 overall. It was a game that brought many different aspects to the series that later Mario Kart games would follow, not to mention other rival kart races. Despite the aging process not being the best for this game, the nostalgia factor for many people playing this game can truly make an experience in its own today. Besides, I still find myself rushing home to make this review, so make up your own mind and play the best kart racer, Nintendo 64. Or is it?